You are watching Joystick Junkie.
Hi, welcome to another Joystick Junkie video. In this video, we will take a look at a new type of influential material that holds the promise of future of engineering and technology. I am talking about the miracle material graphene, which is extracted from graphite. Yes, the same material used in pencil. Let's get straight into it, but first a bit of background on what exactly it is. So, what is graphene? Like graphite, graphene is entirely composed of carbon atoms, and 1 millimeter of graphite contains somewhere around 3 million layers of graphene. It is a two-dimensional crystal only an atom thick. The carbons are perfectly distributed in a hexagonal honeycomb formation with only 0.3 nanometer thickness and a spacing of just 0.1 nanometer between each atoms. To understand a bit better, let's look at some of the most distinguishing features of graphene and graphite. Graphene is simply one atom layer of graphite, a layer of sp2 bonded carbon atoms arranged in a hexagonal or honeycomb lattice. Graphite, on the other hand, is a commonly found mineral and is composed of many layers of graphene. Graphite contains weaker intermolecular bonds, which allows the layer to slide across each other, making graphite a soft and malleable material. Graphene is also the strongest material ever found. It is more than 40 times stronger than diamond and more than 300 times stronger than A36 structural steel. Whereas graphite is often used to reinforce steel, it cannot be utilized as a structural material on its own because of its shear planes, as discussed in the above point. Graphene has much higher electrical conductivity than graphite due to the occurrence of quasi-particles, which are electrons that function as if they have no mass and can travel long distance without scattering. Graphite has a planar structure. Its electronic, acoustic, thermal properties are highly anisotropic. Few other properties of graphene is that it could conduct electricity better than copper. It is 200 times stronger than steel, but also 6 times lighter. It is almost perfectly transparent since it only absorbs 2% of light. It's impermeable to gases, even those as light as hydrogen or helium. It's supercapacitive, biodegradable, can take pretty much any shape, and it's ultralight. The best part is, chemical components can be added to its surface to alter its property as per different application. Talking about application, let's look at some potential application of graphene. Engineering, advanced computing, medicine, electronics, light processing, sensor technology, environmental technology, and energy. Which brings us to Samsung's incredible battery technology. Samsung will make this possible because on November 20th, they announced the development of a battery made of graphene with charging speed 5 times faster than standard lithium-ion batteries. Okay, so that's all fine for things of that sort, but who first discovered graphene? Graphene was first theorized by Philip Wallace in 1947, and attempts to grow graphene started in the 70s. But never produced a result that could measure graphene experimentally. In 2004, University of Manchester scientists Andrew Geim and Konstantin Novoselov successfully isolated 1 atom-thick flakes of graphene for the first time by repeatedly separating fragments from chunks of graphite using tape, and they were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2010 for this discovery. Over the past 10 years, the price of graphene has dropped at a tremendous rate. In 2008, graphene was one of the most expensive materials on Earth, but production methods have been scaled up since then and companies are trying hard to manufacture graphene in large quantities. Okay, so how is graphene made? The problem is that it's kind of really super hard to make in large quantities. Until when very recently, graphene could only be made in tiny quantities using very difficult processes. For example, a study from 2015 in Nature Communication detailed the growing of nanoscale graphene lattice on a copper base, but from that, they only got a sheet of 8 by 13 mm. They said they could maybe scale this up, but then again, it's too expensive to make in large scale outside the laboratory. Though, a new 2017 study, again in Nature Communication, detailed the making of graphene in a single step by heating soybean oil to 800 degrees Celsius on a nickel foil. It will cause the carbon to arrange into single 1 atom thick sheet of graphene. As compared to other method, this technique is fast and it works in the open air unlike other approaches which require a vacuum chamber. But still, The largest seed created by far using this method is of the size of a credit card. So when can we expect graphene to hit the consumer market? To answer this question briefly and precisely, I should take the example of industry giants like IBM, who has already produced several electronic component prototypes. While company like Samsung has produced a flat screen with graphene electrode, French racket manufacturer Babolat announced of its new graphene racket as used by Novak Djokovic and Maria Sharapova. BASF and Daimler Benz have designed a concept electric car called Smart 4 Vision, which incorporates graphene in a conductive e-textile. In 2012, BASF produced a report on the future of graphene, forecasting a market worth of around $1.5 billion in 2015 to $7.5 billion in 2025. It goes without saying that China is also in the race, with 2,600 articles published in Europe and with more than 2,200 patents. It has surpassed Europe and the US. Last summer, one startup, Bluestone Global Tech, declared a partnership with a mobile phone manufacturer for the first graphene-based touchscreen to be launched on the Chinese market in the upcoming month. Hopefully, with time, money and substantial research, we can all expect something fruitful from this wonder material graphene. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you need. Definitely do that. Thanks guys. This is D Chatterjee. You have been watching Joystick Junkie and I'll catch you here for the next video.